said that, I think it's a matter of great pride that in India we are developing an indigenous vaccine, which, if it works, will help not only people in our country, but people across the world. So Covaxin is a vaccine jointly developed by the ICMR, which is the Indian Council of Medical Research, the NIV, which is the National Institute of Virology, and Bharat Biotech, a biotechnology company. And these three organizations have come together. Vaccination began with Edward Jenner. In fact, he coined the word. And the 14th of May, 1796 is a historic day in the annals of medicine, because on that day, Edward Jenner took a live virus of vaccines can be developed in different ways. The simplest way, for example, what Edward Jenner used in 1796 was taking a live virus, the cowpox virus, and inoculating a young boy with it to give immunity against a related but different virus, which was the smallpox virus. And then you can have the attenuated or the weak forms of the virus, as is used in measles. Or you can have the inactive virus, and Covaxin is an example of an inactive virus, where essentially the virus is dead, and the antibody is developed to the proteins of the virus. Vaccine development, of course, begins with a concept. Once that concept is there as to how to create immunity with antibodies in an individual, then the process is identified. It could be either inactive or active or a recombinant type of vaccine, which is a genetic modification. And then the trial typically goes through 3 phases, and of course sometimes there's a 4th phase. So in the first phase, it's tried on a small number of volunteers. The Moderna people, for example, tried it on a very small number of people. They monitored mostly to see that there are no adverse effects. And then in phase 2, which are larger studies, more people get involved. And then there are typically multicentric studies. So these studies are conducted in various centers. And this time, the efficacy, the side effects, all of that is monitored. And then because most trials, whether they be of drugs or vaccines, are necessarily conducted in a few thousand people, it is only after that vaccine is widely available that one can get to see how it works in real life as opposed to in a research setting. And so then you have a phase 4, which is like a post-marketing phase, where then the process is studied in millions of people. So most vaccines go through these 4 phases. The difference between the active and the inactive virus is the active virus, the active vaccine contains the virus. It's a live virus. It's called an attenuated virus because it's a weakened virus. And so a weakened virus is given, and then the person develops antibodies to that virus. And this immunity lasts for a long time. So active viruses like smallpox or measles just need to be given once or twice in early childhood, and the immunity is longer. On the other hand, the inactive virus contains a dead virus, basically, and it's protein form. And when that is inoculated into a person, that person gets immunity. It's not as strong as the immunity one gets from an active virus. And, often repeat booster doses are required. So examples of inactive virus are hepatitis A, the flu vaccine, and the rabies vaccine. So the flu vaccine, in fact, needs to be given frequently, almost every year. And examples of active vaccines are measles, smallpox, chickenpox, yellow fever. Yes. So typically in normal circumstances, and these are not normal circumstances, vaccine development is a fairly long process. It can take anywhere from 2 to 3 years from the time of the concept till distribution. And vaccines also have the challenge of manufacture, of distribution, and then of administration. So these are mega challenges. However, in the past, we have been able to produce vaccines relatively fast in situations not as bad as this, but perhaps somewhat analogous to this. So in the 1957-58 Asian flu pandemic, a vaccine was developed in approximately a year. In 2009, during the swine flu pandemic, a vaccine was again developed in a year. But by the time the vaccine was developed, in that 1 year, the pandemic had already petered out on its own. Human ingenuity makes many things which appear impossible actually happen. Having said that, one of course has to be cautious and ensure that the process is carried out with all due precautions and that it's a safe and an effective vaccine. People developing vaccines all over the world, not just in our country, are under tremendous pressure. Vaccine development normally is a long process and it has to be accelerated. And when people are working on a moving target that fast, there is going to be a great element of uncertainty. For example, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has built 7 factories in which there are developments for 7 viruses. Either 1 or 2 or even none of them may actually work. And if one of them works, then of course they'll have to change this in the other factories. So a lot of things are being done which are very, very unusual for the first time in human history. So one can never be certain of how much sooner or later a vaccine would be available. There is bound to be some controversy or the other on the development of vaccines. It's in the nature of things. But I think we need to put things aside and just focus on getting a good, reliable vaccine out as quickly as possible.